Hello, it's the Fat Boy back again with another Gran Turismo 7 video. And this time we are gonna be in the sports section of Gran Turismo 7, which means we're gonna do two races around two random tracks. And the way I'm gonna make these type of videos in the near future is that I'm gonna show you one lap around the tracks that we are gonna do they're gonna race on. So obviously we're here in Dragon Trail International Speedway, I believe this is called. I'm here just gonna show you a lap around the Dragon Trail International Speedway. So obviously there are many configurations to all the tracks on Gran Turismo 7, and we're obviously driving on one of them because that's the configuration that we drove on the race in multiplayer. So as we now head into the hairpin, we get quite a bit of understeer of the track there, which is obviously going to mess up our lap. And we are already five tenths down on our best timing so far. And we are still just trying to find all those lost tenths of a second there. As we're now gonna head into the exit curb here. This is not like F1 where like if you go like a bit off, like if you take a bit too much curb, then the time is gonna get invalidated. In GT7 you can take much more curb, so but not too much curb. If not, you're gonna get a penalty for ignoring track limits. As now we're gonna get quite a good exit heading into the final for the braking zone of the final two corners. It kind of reminds me of Mexico's turn 6 and 7 on the F1 calendar, as we now take quite a bit of a weird entry, but we get quite a good exit there, and we're gonna gain quite a lot of time. So this is a really good lap. And obviously if you're wondering what the learning point of this track here is, or what the learning point of going around laps of these tracks is, that you actually get to master each corner, and you know how much to brake, how much to apply throttle, when to short shift, when to turn, how to turn. And since this track has hairpins, chicanes, and normal corners, obviously this is a good track to learn all the basics that you need to master the car. So as we now head into multiplayer, we are on first actually, and we are behind, actually not behind, we are in front of everyone in the pack. So all we have to do is just to finish first in the race. We're gonna have to hold first position for the next 4 laps. So as we're now gonna cross the line, actually not cross the line, and it's lights out and away we go. We are gonna go across the line now, and we're gonna head towards turn 1. Hopefully no mistakes into the first corner, no risks. No risk taken, just cruise the car through the first few corners and make a gap, make a very reasonable gap between myself and second. And as you can see now, we are heading into the chicane. It's really hard to master these types of corners because you have to get the first part of the chicane right, and then followed by the second one, and then the third one. Because if you mess one part of the chicane, you're gonna mess up the whole chicane, which is gonna affect your exit speed and all that. Anyway, now back to the topic now. Heading into the hairpin, Vettel tries to go for the move down the inside, but we managed to go for the switchback as he goes out wide at the exit of the hairpin. And I don't have I have no idea that Vettel is competing in Gran Turismo 7 now instead of Formula 1. So yeah, jokes aside, we are gonna head into our second lap. Head into this long left-hander medium speed corner. Is now gonna go off the track now, and oh, we hit the wall, and we're gonna have to control the car there. Good control on the car. Luckily we didn't spin, but we are gonna fall back to 3rd place. So the win just got thrown out there. So we're just gonna try to get the best exit possible, as we did mess up the chicane there. And from what I said on the last lap is that obviously it's true, if you mess up one part of the chicane, you're gonna mess up the whole chicane. So obviously we're gonna have to show a certain level of consistency throughout these type of corners. It's not gonna head into the hairpin. We applied too much brake pressure there, which obviously gave us understeer into the hairpin. That's why we didn't hit the apex. As I'm gonna see these two drivers, Vettel and the other driver in 2nd place, gonna battle it out heading into the final corner. Vettel not giving space. And we're gonna head into the exit. Vettel gets a very bad exit in the Supra, as now we're just gonna go around the outside here. He squeezes us all the way to the grass, and it's not gonna be on the grass there, but thankfully we managed to step on the curb just in time. and we're gonna go side by side heading into the first corner. We almost went out of the corner at the apex once again, so I had to downshift the fourth to slow down. So now we're gonna head into the chicane. We didn't take that much curb there on the first apex. Now heading into the second and third apex. I lifted off there, so that was not ideal because it's gonna affect exit speed. But mainly I thought I was gonna suffer from understeer, and that made me think that it was gonna make me go off the track. So obviously I haven't fully mastered the cars. Now Vettel's gonna go for the move down the inside, and there's a collision there at the apex of the hairpin. And now we're gonna be on exit. They are actually just giving each other they're gonna give each other quite a bit of dents on the doors of the cars, mainly because they keep hitting each other. As now the guy in first tries to go for the move down the inside, but Vettel goes for the beautiful switchback, and we are right behind the guy number 2, but he doesn't give me space on exit. As now we are gonna be 1.7 seconds up on the second split, I believe this is. And oh my goodness, this guy is going everywhere off the track, so he's gonna get a very horrible exit, and we're gonna get a much better exit. It's not gonna set ourselves up for the dive bomb on the guy in second, as we managed to outbrake him just about. I think we managed to brake at the same time as he did, so we're gonna go side by side heading to the final corner, and he actually hits us there, and he's now off the track. So I'm not sure if he thought that I was gonna back out or we're gonna go side by side, so I think that was why he turned in on me. But unfortunately, he miscalculated, I think, and that's why he's off the track. And in third place, he's not gonna mess up the exit once again, like how we did mess up on the second lap, and he's gonna repass us once again, and we are gonna be down into third place. So at this point, I'm just gonna try to catch up to him, as he looks very unstable in the chicane here. And on exit, he gets quite a better exit than me, but unfortunately, we were not able to catch up to him. So we are gonna take third place in a race where we could have finished first and win. But had I not made those mistakes, we are obviously gonna be on the top spot of the podium. So this is a harsh learning point for me, as we're now gonna head into our second race here in Brands Hatch. But before that, we are gonna have to switch to our Lamborghini Huracan, sponsored by Singapore Airlines. The reason why I have to switch to the Huracan is that in this next race we're gonna have to use a Group 3 car, and in the previous race we used the Ferrari, which was a Group 4 car. So obviously you can see why I switched to the Lamborghini, sponsored by Singapore Airlines once again. So it's good to see sponsors from my home country, I would say, sponsoring my car. As now we're just gonna show you a lap here around the Brands Hatch circuit, the Grand Prix circuit, obviously not the Indy circuit. As you can see, we get quite a good exit here, the hairpin, but we're gonna have to brake quite a bit heading into this next corner. And to be honest, one problem that I faced when I was driving this Huracan is that it keeps spinning out, but I'm not sure if it's whether the rears kept locking up even though I have ABS on, or I don't have enough downforce, or I'm braking a bit too late, which caused probably oversteer. I'm not really sure, so we're just gonna have to be careful when it comes to braking. So trail braking is gonna be really crucial for me when it comes to this Lamborghini Huracan. I'm still trying to tame the car like an animal. So obviously I'm still trying to master the braking mechanics with this car. So now we're gonna finish a lap anytime soon. As you can see, probably the wind might have played a part, because as you can see on the top right, just below the map, you can see the wind direction is going northwest at 4.9 feet per second. So probably I might have oversteer when it comes to clockwise corners. Probably the wind might have played a part in my oversteer problems with this Lamborghini. So we're not gonna set the fastest lap. It's a 1 minute 30. For me, it's a personal best, but we are gonna sit in third place, and the guy on pole is gonna have a 1 minute 28.5, so 1.5 seconds faster than me. And yeah, I'm not sure why he's called Mike, but I do have a friend called Mike. So Mike, if you're watching this, Hello then. But either way, we're gonna go into the race here. You can see the Singapore Airlines logo standing boldly on the roof and the side of the car. Starting on third place, we have Jabba the Mutt behind us and some Hong Kong driver in the McLaren, I think that is. So I'm just gonna wait for the lights to go out as the guy in P1 is gonna cross the finish line. Look at those beautiful sponsors and that beautiful yellow headlights. As now is gonna go lights out and away we go. We're gonna start the race, starting in third place. All we have to do is just stick behind the McLaren in second, because obviously the McLaren is gonna catch up to the Peugeot at first. Obviously we're just gonna have to make no mistakes on the first lap, no fanatics in the opening lap of this race. We're just gonna have to stick behind, try to control the cars, oversteer and all that. As now we're gonna head into the further into the first lap. As now we're gonna head into the first few corners. As now the guy in P1 goes out wide a little bit, or probably he took quite a wide exit. As we're now gonna head into the next corner now, as both of them gonna go off the track, and this is our golden opportunity to take first place, and we managed to do so just in time. So obviously now heading into the exit of the corner. I think at the readout there was a bit of a collision. As now you can see the Hong Kong driver is falling down in the order now in P6. Now heading into the final corner. Now he's down into P7, so he must be the one that was collided off the track. So I'm not sure if the Peugeot did that deliberately or accidentally. As now we're gonna set the fastest lap of the race. As now we're gonna head into the second lap. Now into turn 1, trying to get a good exit. As now we are gonna skip all the way towards the end of the lap, because this is gonna be a new fastest lap of 1 minute 31.6, 4.5 tenths faster than my previous laps. Now we're gonna go off the track and into the gravel. Thankfully we did not spin and hit the wall, but instead the gravel slowed the car down. So obviously the situation could have been much worse. As now we're gonna head into the hairpin of turn 2. We took a late apex. As now you can see so many people are leaving the race there. As you can see, so many people are leaving the room, so probably they got frustrated. Probably it must be the back of the pack. But either way, we're still in first, trying to hold off the South Korean driver, sitting quite comfortably in P2. As now we're gonna head into this corner, and now we're gonna spin out. Now we're gonna hit the wall. Oh my goodness, that's a heavy collision. Oh god, we get a 1.5 second penalty for hitting the barrier there. Probably Gran. I think in my perspective the penalty could have been less harsh, but either way, Gran Turismo 7 is Gran Turismo 7, so we're gonna have to decelerate at the penalty line. So not ideal obviously, and we're already down to P3 like how we were in the previous race at Dragon Trail in Croatia. As now we're gonna catch up to the South Korean driver. As now we take quite a lot of curb. I think we might get a penalty. Oh my goodness, we do get a penalty for ignoring track limits. I think that's a reasonable penalty, and a reasonable duration for the penalty, because I think we gained like half a tenth there. So I think the game wants me to decelerate to give the half a second back for cutting the corner, I guess. As now we are gonna head into the final corner. As now we're gonna progress towards lap 6. Now we are 1 second faster in our previous sector, and now we're gonna crash into the wall once again. And this is my second time crashing, so obviously there are gonna be more people passing me now. We are gonna be down into P4. As now there goes the Peugeot who crashed earlier in this lap, who crashed earlier in the race, I was meant to say. As we're gonna have to decelerate once again. This is obviously not ideal, as the Hong Kong driver is now up to P6 now after crashing out in the first lap. But either way, we're gonna see the first round of pit stops here on lap 7. Jabba the Mutt in P2 is gonna be pitting now. As now here's yellow flag. Something must have happened, as now we're gonna have to control the car from oversteering, and there's someone stuck at the P entry there, the Audi. And we're gonna go past the McLaren as well, sitting in the pit lane, and now we're gonna be up to third place, and we're gonna have a personal best. We're gonna have a personal best by 0.003 of a second. As now there's yellow flags once again, and there's someone with a penalty there. So I didn't elevate a single position, so that must have been a back marker, I assume. As now we're gonna head into the next left-hander, trying to catch up to the guy in P2. As now we are gonna catch up to Mike heading into lap 9. I think this lap is where I'm gonna box for new tires, as obviously we're gonna be running out of fuel. This is obviously a gamble that I was willing to take, because as now we head into the hairpin here, we do go off the apex, and there's someone is gonna go down the inside. I think that's the Hong Kong driver who made up those positions after crashing out on the first lap. As now you can see, he's hitting me twice actually, I should say. But as now we're gonna head into the next right-hander. He hits me once again, and thankfully I did not crash. So as we are now gonna go past him, he has a 3-second time penalty. But this time he doesn't hit me off the track whatsoever, because I think he's a clean driver. Mainly because he didn't hit me off the track. I think that was just a normal racing incident. Or maybe I broke a little bit too early there, which caused him to hit me. I'm not sure. But either way, he still gets the penalty. So we can't do anything about that, as we do get quite a bit of instability on the car. As now we're gonna hit the grass once again, and we are gonna go for another spin. This is our third spin so far, and I don't know what I was doing. We hit the wall once again, and that's another 1.5 second time penalty for hitting the barrier. So we're now into P6 now, and obviously since I'm gonna lose so much time, I might as well gonna box this lap and make up as much time as possible. As now we're gonna hit the wall once again. More wheel spin. This car is quite hard to control. Quite a lot of power on exit, I have to say. So we're gonna get a 3-second time penalty. We are not gonna decelerate at that area, mainly because it was quite close to where we crashed out the second time. As now we're gonna head into the pit box for our pit stop. We hit the wall once, hit the wall twice. This race is not going so well for me, as the front bumper is actually quite damaged, as you can see from the car how do I say, interface, I would say. As now that's a beautiful pit stop for GT pit stop. As now we are gonna head out of our pit box now, heading for our out lap down in P7. We had to go for the hard compound tires. There were not any soft tires, because it simply wasn't part of the regulations for this race, and now we're gonna have to decelerate for 3 seconds. This felt like 10,000 years to me, because any time loss is obviously going to be very, very crucial for the opposition to overtake you. So now we're going to cross the line for our 10th lap, as now we're going to be in P7 now, and there's yellow flag. Someone spun off the track there, the exit of turn 1, and I think that's the South Korean driver in the Audi R8. So we're now going to head into the hairpin. We're just gonna try to catch up to him, as he does look quite a dangerous car to overtake, mainly because that he's weaving quite a lot around the track. As now we almost spin out, but thankfully we managed to counter steer and stabilize the car, and we're still behind this guy. Looking at how this guy is moving across the track, he's weaving quite a bit, so I have to be a bit more careful when it comes to overtaking this driver. As yeah, you can see all those small minor inputs that he's putting. Obviously it's gonna make him lose time, and I have to back out of this corner. If not, I'm gonna hit him off the track as well and get a penalty. And we're just gonna have to stay behind him and wait for him to make a mistake. So what I'm trying to do now is just try to apply the pressure on him. So it's either he defends really well or makes a mistake, because there he almost spins out once again. So what I'm doing kind of works. So I have to keep applying the pressure, try to force him into a mistake and get the position from there. So as you now head into the final checkpoint, heading into the final corner, as you can see, there's another guy heading into the pit stops. So now trying to go down the inside, but he managed to cover and close the door quite on the dot there, as I was trying to overtake him. As now we're gonna head into turn 1 for a new lap. We're gonna head into turn 1 as he actually spins out there. Oh wow, that's actually that I didn't even hit him in any way. So I think he might think that I hit him heading into the first corner, but simply because he made mistakes there on turn 1, just like how the guy in P6 made a mistake, and he just gave me P5 just like that. So we're now gonna cross the final lap. We are unable to go for the podium positions based on the number of mistakes that I was doing, but we managed to get P5 after recovering from a very rough experience, a very rough event. So not the best performance so far, but Given that this is my very first few daily races here in GT7, obviously this is quite a decent start. So obviously, one learning point I have to pick up is I have to learn how much oversteer a car gives, how much throttle to apply for different cars on exits. So as you can see, there are multiple learning points for these two races that I can pick up and I can apply in the future. So obviously, we have quite a lot of work to do in mastering all these cars for the next few years in this video game. So yeah, P5 not an ideal finishing position, but at least we do get the fastest lap, and we get quite a lot of money, and we finish the daily workout as well, and get a 4-star roulette ticket. And now we are all just gonna leave the room after quite a action-packed event, I would say. So this video is actually quite decent so far. So unfortunately, we have reached the end of today's video here in GT7 for our first few races in multiplayer. If you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications in order not to miss any future videos and videos of the near future. If you haven't watched the previous video on my Gran Turismo 7 campaign, be sure to click the link in the description down below. I'm the Fat Boy. Have a good day after watching this action-packed video, and I'll see you this weekend for the next GT7 video, and goodbye.